Now we begin our exciting adventure of
Sports Talk Radio MMA. Here's your host, Roman Raves.
Baby. Everything you do is amazing. She got me wanting to hear that joint right there. Got UFC 259, Israel Adesanya versus John Blachowicz. I always put my money on, or rather, I always put my money up against Israel Adesanya, and I've lost my hard-earned cash every single time. I've learned my lesson finally and will not bet against Israel Adesanya again. Don't make no sense, serves no purpose. He's earned every bit of his championship belt that he's got, and I think he's going to be a champ now. With that being said, I found out something. Israel Adesanya was not going to be going up in weight for this fight versus John Blachowicz.
Well, he's going to stay at 185?
He's going to stay at his natural weight class. Yeah. You know, thinking about the way fights are, you know, if you think outside of the, the octagon, if you think outside of that, you always have fights like that. People in the street, you never, I'm like, hold on, what's your weight class? We can't fight. You're not in my weight class. There's always big guys fighting little guys, even in the same weight class. Sometimes it seems like one guy is bigger than the other. Israel Adesanya is undefeated at his weight class. He's moving up to light heavyweight. John Blachowicz is a great fighter. He's super heavy-handed. Comes through with like, combination, boom, boom, boom. He's been growing as a fighter. I've seen little different things, little nuances that he did against Dominic Reyes that was different than what I used, normally see from him. Throwing punches. I've seen him throwing a couple of head kicks. So he's evolving in his game. I think he's definitely got the power to beat Adesanya. But, like I said, I don't want to put my money up against Israel Adesanya again because I've lost too much cash going against him.
Yeah, no, he got Polish power. That's why they call him Polish power. I don't know for this one because the punching power up there in heavyweight is completely different than light heavyweight. With Israel, he might not have that much power, or if he does, it might not be as much as somebody like Jan Blachowicz was dealing with people that are 230, 220. He hits hard, hits like a truck. He dropped Dominic Reyes. He dropped Luke Rockhold. I mean, he's just been dropping bodies left and right. So it's a good challenge for Israel. If he can make that statement, become a double champ, then obviously now you're having talks about John Jones and him going at it. But he has to show out, I think, like efficiently and effectively for people to get impressed, or even John Jones to get impressed and go, you know what, I'll come down one more time and school you, right? Or anything like that. So I think if he's not really showing, if he does the Yoel Romero fight, then I don't think he needs to be up there. He needs to just go back down.
Definitely.
We'll see. But again, like I said, Jan is just, to me, on another level. He just got this belt, so I doubt he's gonna let anybody just beat him that quickly, and he's gonna come forward and come at you.
What I see about Israel Adesanya, he's just got a lot of confidence that he believes he could beat John Blachowicz. He's actually the favorite in this fight. He's got a lot of fans behind him, definitely. Even on the numbers, they got Adesanya as the favorite, minus 250 on the money line, with Jan Blachowicz at plus 200. So he's knockoutable, and people have been dealing with John Blachowicz before, not too long ago, but he got knocked out by Thiago Santos. So, we can't forget about that. It's just his power is crazy. The weight class difference, if John Blachowicz is able to get on top of him, then yeah, that'd be something. If he could manage to use his weight and manage to be on top, then that'd be something. But you just got to catch Israel Adesanya, and that's not been easy to do for a lot of people.
If Israel's there moving forward, throwing his jabs like he's normally doing, Jan likes that sort of fight, give him that pressure to come in. You had a guy like Luke Rockhold kind of trying to do the same thing. And Luke Rockhold came from middleweight. So that's the crazy thing about it, is a lot of people forgot that Luke Rockhold went up to middleweight, thought he could handle a guy like Jan, and Jan just put him on the canvas quickly, broke his jaw in that fight and everything. Him thinking that, hey, I can go up from middleweight to light heavyweight and be fine. And that was a perfect example of how the difference in just punching power and size. I mean, he was hitting Jan with some good shots, but Jan hit him with a quick shot and it just leveled him, like just overall being able to take those shots effectively and like still go forward. So
let's look at it from a different standpoint. Israel Adesanya and John Blachowicz, they're both stand-up fighters. They both like to stand up and fight. Israel Adesanya is the more elusive of the two. John Blachowicz hit you with like a 2 to 3 round combo, might follow it up with a leg kick. And, that's pretty much it. That's basically what he does. He's a power puncher. What if Israel Adesanya turns around and tries to use something else? Maybe, something we haven't seen before. Maybe this is the time where he could pull out a couple of more tactics that he hasn't really been using against the middleweight guys because he really hasn't had to. But maybe in the, fighting the heavyweight guy, somebody with a little bit more punching power, he might have to, bring out all the stops for this one. Maybe you could have some type of ground game or some BJJ going on that might change the tides of how this turns out.
Yeah, can he, probably do something out of the ordinary? Yeah, I think he probably might. But knowing Israel, I don't think so. He's just gonna stick to what he knows. He knows that he probably has a little bit better movement, footwork. So he's probably gonna try to get away or be able to get away quicker, be able to slip punches a lot faster. I just think he just needs to. He's probably just gonna have to sit more on his punches, which they're probably working on. Just throwing them with a lot more execution, a lot more power, and just bringing that all in one shot. But as opposed to wrestling and things like that, I don't think he may get to that point. If Jan goes and attempts it, then maybe he might get there. If he gets taken down, obviously we'll see that side now. But I think he's just going to keep it standing, just like he's been doing every single fight.
It's definitely in Jan's favor if he could pin him to the octagon, and against the fence and try to hold him there. That's basically where Jan could, really win right there. Give him some power shots right there. Just try to keep him contained, because if Jan turns around and tries to follow him around the ring all night long, I know Israel Adesanya's stamina is through the roof. Jan's definitely going to have a hard time, going into those championship rounds if Israel Adesanya has him running around the ring all night long.
Yeah. I mean, Israel even said it. I watched a little bit of that countdown. He had they just brought in a breathing coach for him. So he said his stamina, he can run around for days, and
we know that. We seen that Romero fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Man. Well, so who's your pick for this one?
I just feel like Jan might just have that shot, and he's a light heavyweight, and I just feel like Power's gonna get it
by KO.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and maybe say KO, but I might be wrong. So
okay.
It could be a victory for decision for him, but more than likely, if he catches Israel, it put him to sleep. But
I'm going all the way. I'm going KO, Israel Adesanya all the way. If you're coming up to light heavyweight, you might as well make your mark. And I know he feels like since John Jones could do it, he could definitely do it. So I know even more he's got the confidence in him. He's going to go for that KO. We might see the first Nigerian champ coming this Saturday.
Thanks for listening to Sports Talk Radio MMA. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn at Roman Raves Podcast.